y muy buenas.
Hello and good afternoon. Second day of this very special Mobile World Congress edition, MWC 2021. The MWC of the summer, with winter suits nonetheless. Demotour. Let me spend a few minutes to tell you what you're going to be hearing about this year's edition of the Mobile World Conference in Telefónica stand. We are at the Agora. We are systematically launching speeches and conferences and presentations about drones, hacking, a total of 18 conferences. I believe they are very rich and very accessible through the digital twin and the digital environments. I hope you're all following us. So, three main axes are the ones that we have been working on this year in terms of Mobile World Conference content development. The first axis is called business, the second one is called society, and the third one is the environment. We have been working this year to convey a very clear message. We've been faced to reality. So beyond demos, we've come up with digital documents with a list of 34 real case uses of technology implementation in amongst real customers, with real customers' testimonies about how we are helping different sectors such as tourism, health, care, harbors, the agriculture sector, etc. All this is in the digital documents. What we are sharing with you these 4 days through these demonstrations and presentations, morning and afternoon, is going to be shown today in the demo tour. Business first. In business, we're going to focus on the industry sector today. So to tell you more about the project, I will hand it over to the person who's been behind all these developments. Without further ado, I would like to hand it over to our colleague Alejandro Alonso Portero. So let's connect with him. He's waiting for us in the business area in the Telefónica Agora stand. Good afternoon, Guillermo. Here we are in the connected industry in the Telefónica stand. We wanted to share with you a digital twin of the tests that we're implementing in Telefónica. I would like to start by the demo at the Bilbao Harbor in collaboration with the Ulrich group. Here we have the entry door to the harbor, and the demo is now zooming into the different stands here where 2 tracks are penetrating the harbor. We have deployed a camera, a back camera solution, as well as front camera solution. These cameras allow us to read the plates of the tracks and the type of merchandise, hazardous materials, for example. All this is sent to Telefónica, and this is managed through a deep learning algorithm, so that if there is any degradation in the text of the plates, this can be recomposed in real time. Then we conclude whether these tracks have the right to penetrate the terminal or not. In this case, this has been entitled to drive-in. The drive-in efficiency is extreme because this happens in real time. Free flow, exactly. So now we can see how, well, we can see here an operation room where operators can see the different flows and the cameras are capturing in real time. As I said before, here we have hazardous materials, the plates, and the containers detection. All these with a trust rate of 99.9%. This is thanks to the deep learning real-time algorithm. So here we have a summary of the different tracks that go in and out of the terminal and whether the entrance has been approved, cleared, or not. All this is accompanied, of course, by algorithmics. In the second stage of the demo, we're going to be representing in this arch another camera flow. We have a double checking process of what I said before. So what has been gathered in the first stage is double checked, and considering that these tracks are carrying hazardous materials, the second arch, camera arch, redirects the track towards the appropriate area of the terminal. So it sends real-time information about where the track should drive towards. It's very important to understand that in the terminal there is real-time information about what hazardous materials are stored in the harbor and how to react accordingly. Now the track has moved towards the right, and here's where we go to the second part of the demo with Mobile World Capital Barcelona. In the second part of the demo, as I said before, it's been done with APM terminals. We have these machines, the straddle carriers. As you can see here, we have provided them with 5G connectivity so that when they drive around the terminal, we can define the safety of the harbor. Here the cranes are at risk of crashing, potential collision. So Let's Computing processes in real time and with a very precise fine-tuning the whole harbor and terminal environment. So the Let's Computing determines the alert level and the potential collision risk between cranes. Great, both at, well, of course, all cranes are connected, pedestrians are also connected, tracks are connected through their smartphones. All this real time, and this is all. Well, here we can see an empty crane traveling to the buffering area. And here in the buffering, there's the upload and download of containers towards the ships or towards the tracks. So here Let's Computing is defining the position of the track and the track driver, who's now down checking the process. Let's Computing has information, real-time information about safety and what's going on in the terminal, and whenever there is a risk, an alert sounds. All this turns or translates into a very high logistics efficiency because there is information, real-time information about what's going on in the terminal, and this of course improves CO2 efficiencies because of course tracks and cranes become much more efficient. The third part of the demo has to do with predictive maintenance. We have set sensors in the crane to define in real time the state of the engine, the wheels, etc. All this information is sent in real time to Let's Computing here in Telefónica, and everything is checked. The engine, the oil levels, etc. On the basis of this maintenance, it is concluded that in 3 days the crane will need a maintenance in 3 days. And of course this turns into preventive efficiencies, as we can see in the demo testing. Now, in Telefónica we have digitized end-to-end a harbor with different players within a ecosystem. 5G networks are based on an ecosystem. We need several players to interact one with another to gain efficiencies. That's it from my side. Thank you very much, and I hope you have enjoyed the presentation. If in case there's any question, do not hesitate to put it forward. Thank you very much, Alejandro, and thank you very much for your presentation. Let's go back to Agora. So what we've seen, to cut a long story short, in a nutshell, oftentimes we're doing like very resumed or summarized version. So 76 tones reduced thanks to the use of thanks to real-time recognition through deep learning. 76 tons of CO2 emissions that we have saved one harbor a year. Let's multiply it by many harbors and many years. That turns very efficient. Secondly, we want safer environments for our workers and employees, and we want more efficient pathways and routes. It will be more efficient, and we will cut down oil consumption as well as costs. And of course, I'll have information about the storage of hazardous materials, and let's avoid accidents where certain hazardous materials mixed and due to extreme heating, explosions happened. So these are needed technology, very much needed technology. The last example is very interesting. I don't know if there's a mathematician online. Let's move from a discrete function to a continuous function. When we're capable of verifying or following up continuously the functionment of an engine, well, at the beginning the difference compared to a discrete function will not be a great deal, but as we improve big data and predictive curves, and that's what will happen thanks to big data, we'll be able to anticipate to any potential malfunctionment of any wirelessly connected asset in any sort of factory. We're not speaking here only about cranes in harbors in Bilbao and Barcelona. So this is a mental summary that I like sharing with myself and with you. So let's move to the second presentation. We'll have more presentations about the business environment with a digital twin, but let's move to the second environment, society. So, society. Throughout this difficult time that we have enduring, two things have been essential, from our perspective at least. The first one, the success that being connected, being connected is key today, right? In Telefónica, well, we have, in Spain, we have a great deal of fiber optics. Do you know that, right? Otherwise, go check our CEO, Pedete, and he will tell you more about it. So, what could we say here? During the lockdown period, people were working from home. I was working at home using Teams, studying, attending school, attending university with a tablet, with laptops, playing TV, or playing Xbox, watching TV, more content, and the network worked. So the home environment is key. We need to reinforce home connectivity. So, in order to see what is it that we're sharing here within this environment at the Mobile World Conference, we'll connect with Brenda Valero. We've been informed that she's already online. And let's see what is it that we're sharing with our visitors in the MWC this year. So, Guillermo, hello, and good afternoon, one and all. Last year, Telefónica's proposal gained even more relevance thanks to connecting more and more people. That's why we have been working to make sure that the digital home becomes the place to enjoy new technologies. Beyond that, last year, online shopping has been our main ally, and that's why we have gone one step forward and we have developed our own platform of TED commerce. We are the first telco to bring shopping to TV screens. The shopping living apps respond to a double purpose. On the one hand, they offer customers to comfortably shopping from home, but they also provide companies with the opportunity to share their products and their stores through the platforms and to Movistar customers. Also, we have developed a living app, a Movistar Campus living app, as we can see here in this screen. Movistar Campus is an edutainment platform combining education and entertainment to learn in a different way, from a different perspective. As it used to be the case with shopping living apps, we have also in Movistar Campus included or offered the opportunity to our customers, even educational content developers can expose their content to Movistar customers. On the other hand, we have also brought to the Mobile World Conference new services which are today available through the different applications, different Movistar apps. There's Movistar Tokens, which is a program to provide users with rewards. Users are rewarded when they become more digital. We incentivize users to perform certain actions within the digital Movistar environment of products and services. If they perform such actions, users receive tokens that can be exchanged by different benefits, such as data bonuses, movie rentals, access to different Movistar Plus channels, etc. And on the other hand, there's smart Wi-Fi with a gaming functionality. Smart Wi-Fi is a service that helps users manage their Wi-Fi network in a very simple way. And what we do also is that we work to provide unique experiences that will help users make the most of their Wi-Fi network. So, at that aim, we have developed the gaming functionality, thanks to which users can perform two actions. They can synchronize devices and they can open ports in the different gaming services. This allows users to ensure the better possible use of their connectivity options. Beyond that, the application is very user-friendly, and the gaming functionalities only require of a few very simple steps. Last, we have what we call the Transparency Center. We are absolutely aware about the importance of data privacy, and that's why we have developed this tool here in Movistar through the Movistar app, movistar.es, and soon it will be also available in living apps. The Transparency Center allows users to set privacy preferences in data management or check Wi-Fi consumption as well as TV content consumption patterns. What else? We need to bear in mind that this tool was developed using a very simple language, user-friendly language, so that users can keep the control of their digital experience. And that's what we've brought to the MWC from the Digital Home Department. Thank you very much, and looking forward to meet you next time.
Bien, Brenda.
Okay, Brenda, you were like at home, right? With all these demos done at home with your screen, with your TV. It looks like that. So if we want to summarize this demo it is one of the two demos about society we are going to see. So Telefónica, when we talk about these apps, is having access to this ecosystem based on the fiber with some tools, smart speaker, the remote, the camera. So offering you as a company the possibility to get into and do things, different experiences, and everything that Brenda explained. So in the society pillar, another important thing that we need to have is the digital home and the connectivity during the lockdown, and then the sports. And why sports? Because we would have gone crazy during lockdown. What am I talking about? So when you know that at 9 or at 8, Barcelona is going to play against another team, we are able to relax, right? So this has been very important in the social recovery and the mental recovery of our citizens. And then, what shall we bring to the Mobile World Congress to talk about sports? So we have a couple of things, and someone in technological innovation is going to explain them to us. One is from Galicia, and this is related to one of the projects, Juan Cambeiro, in the morning. And I strongly recommend you the speech they did in the morning. It's in English and it is in Spanish. You can download it and you can disseminate it. So we are going to listen to Juan Cambeiro. He's going to talk about the sports projects. Juan? Well, thank you very much, Guillermo. Good morning. I welcome you to this demo in the Mobile World Congress, and we want to show you how digitalization and 5G helps us to digitalize the sports arena. We want to enjoy the sport in a different way, new services, and a more efficient way to broadcast live events, and also to do a better follow-up of the players thanks to the connectivity and the Internet of Things. I'm going to show you two demos. The first one is the television in Abanca Riazor in collaboration with Real Club Deportivo A Coruña. Here you can see three different images. What have we done? We have deployed a 5G network, a private network with 3.5 gigahertz coverage, where we have 5 gigabits of downloading capability. And why did we deploy this? Well, we have installed 8 cameras that record the situation and send this video by 5G. And it is going to the servers that we have in the edge, and we have an artificial intelligence software. You can see it here, and it analyzes the 8 cameras, and it checks where the players are, where the ball is. It predicts the movement, and it sends commands to the cameras so that they can zoom in or zoom out or go to another place in order to generate the program that is going to be sent to a streaming platform or to the broadcast channel. So we have a platform that makes an automatic broadcast. So we don't need a van, we don't need satellites, we don't need human teams. And this democratizes the live events. It is very scalable, and this way we can use this for schools, for trainings of all levels. Here you can see everything, how it works. And here on this side, you can see the cameras, a sample of the cameras, PTZ, that can zoom in and zoom out. They receive the commands from the artificial intelligence to follow the game. And we have routers, 5G, that we have deployed in the stadium. And Guillermo, this would be the demo of the automatic broadcast and Riazor, the stadium. And here we have another one with Osasuna Football Club. The as Humanox and these sheen guards that give us information about the training, the game, the health of the players. And here we have these shin guards. This has a temperature sensor. It communicates via Bluetooth to the other shin guard, and they have a GPS and something which is very important, a microphone, when you know that when you have hit or kicked with the right foot or with the left foot. So we have all this information in order to evaluate the performance of the players, their health, when they are tired. And, well, this is all I wanted to show you. These two demos, you can see them in Telefónica booth. And then, without further ado, you have the floor. Thank you very much, Juan. Well, he's from Galicia, and this is why all the projects are with Deportivo Football Club. We have a question. Movistar Campus, as Brenda said a moment ago, will allow us to receive education or have access to the educational content whenever we want, not only in summer. And we were talking about sports, and in sports we saw how we can do an automatic production, broadcast, and also the sheen guard. The microphone is really interesting because it can determine if depending on the vibration you received, if it has been the ball that hit you or if that has been the leg of another player. So we can determine and this project is more focused on youngest leagues, youngest players, so that we can identify and point out who is going to be the next Messi. So this is about society. Now we are going to talk about planet and everything related to industry and business. So we have a demo which is related to vertical farming, and we are conveying a message of sustainability. And Telefónica wants to do this sustainable project, and also the eco-smart level that we can use, and we can tell to our customers to use it when they contract our networks. We guarantee the minimum consumption of energy of our networks, the eco-smart label of Telefónica. And we can also talk about smart buildings. And it's going to be Path who is going to explain all this. She is in Telefónica Tech team in IoT and big data project. So Path, whenever you want. Thank you very much, Guillermo. This is a demo of a vertical farming system in which we simulate the parameters and the growth simulation of strawberries or lettuces. So thanks to this control system and the sensors, we can check the parameters as moisture, light intensity, and we can monitor of this, all this thanks to the platform. So we know how the plant is growing. It is an amazing solution for the problem we have with the certification of the arable lands and the need to feed all the people in many years, and in the following year, sorry. So we can control the resources, and we can reduce the irrigation down to 95%. We don't use fertilizers, and it is a very sustainable solution that can give an answer to this need. Thank you. I don't know if you have any questions. We are here to answer them. Thank you very much, Path. We had a lot of visits today. In the lechugator, we call it. It's the salad later, the lechugator, we call it. They are very healthy, our salads, our lettuces, and we are offering them here in our booth. So the message of sustainability is remarkable here. And in some of the customers, they are producing strawberries when strawberries shouldn't be here. So they are exporting them to Germany at different prices when they are in season. So imagine we reduce logistics when we talk about going from here to there with this tomato, and if this is Almeria and this is Bilbao, the logistics involved and the treatment on this crop in order to guarantee that it's going to get to the destination point in good status. It has an impact on the flavor, maybe. So if I'm going to take it here and I'm going to eat it here, I will not need these specific treatments that have a negative impact on the flavor. So we're going to reinforce, because we have a lot of agriculture here in Spain, and that way we will be able to guarantee this, because Spain is kind of the barn, the granary of Europe. I can monitor a lot of things, the pH, the moisture, the temperature, and this way I will generate a food claim of this production if it's giving me a good value, and I will be able to obtain some profitability. So there is going to be a lot of growth. It is a very powerful project. So, we are going to connect with the digital twin, and I'm going to show you what's this. I think we'll see it here, because the two signals, the two demos are related to business, and if you are in this remote, in a virtual place or somewhere else, we can get closer. And I'm supposed to be here, and our colleagues should be here. This is the lechugator, that's how we call it, with our robotic arm, picking up the product, and we are having access to different elements or interesting points of the demos. The difference between this environment and the real one is that here there are more demos, because there are 6, and in the real are 4. There are 4. Here we have our sports. This would be the healthy area. We can eat salads, and we can run. And so this would be tourism. And these digital notebooks or different contents, and I invite you to navigate. You can place the NFC of your telephone, and then you can browse straight away, or you can write down www.mwc.telefonica.com, and you can navigate, you can browse, and it's going to be available longer than the mobile congress, because some people will not be able to come, and then we'll need to expand it in time, and we will be able to give more possibility to people to access here, the ones who couldn't travel. So this is the environment of tourism, and everything related to 3 demos. One in Barcelona would be insight in order to predict the movement of tourists in such places as the beach, and then in Malaga about augmented reality, when there are these processions, religious processions in Malaga during Semana Santa, during Easter. But can we do it during more times? Can you visit it in another moment in time? Yeah, with augmented reality. It can recognize the area. With the 5G, you receive the streaming of what was recorded back then, and then it is overlapped. And we are also extending this festival, the Semana Santa, and it prevents agglomerations as well. And then in Madrid, with simultaneous translation, we use this mobile, and I send this streaming of the audio to the cloud, and then we translate from voice into text, and the text into to English or German, up to 80 languages. And I'm going to receive it in low latency, where I can see it in my screen. You can see it through this digital twin. And I'm not going to show it because I want you to see it by yourselves. And this is the industry. And Alejandro has it. And I'd like to talk about this. very important. What I just said, you are connected, these digital notebooks. There are 6 digital notebooks for the demos, and this one is related to the digital SMEs. And I was talking to this with a journalist, the first time in this story of the history of Mobile World Congress that we offer contents to the SMEs, because normally SMEs are not the customers of the mobile. But now they can come. Moreover, around Catalonia region, and we think that for the economic recovery, we need to accompany the SMEs. And in this digital notebook, we show that we can help them to generate this with some use cases and a decalogue, the guidelines they need, fundamental things, the things that we need to have is the communication, good communication, the security, the cloud, and we have solutions for all of them. You can take a picture if you want, feel free. Big data, IoT, so you can apply whatever you want, but this is the road we need to follow. And it is the first time that we see SMEs in the Mobile World Congress, normally devoted to big accounts. And well, we are going to, in the next editions, we are going to see how we are going to help them in order to transform digitally. And going back to the camera, through the digital twin, we can navigate, and then we can also download everything related to the digital notebooks, and they are going to be available for longer. And if you want to ask questions, you can ask them. I am gonna repeat them out loud. So, can we destroy jobs with these solutions? Well, we are going to talk about 2 cases. Vertical green, the Lechogator, we call it. It is, Path was saying that 3 containers, 27 meters, equal 1 hectare, 1 football field. Depending on the type of crop, maybe you need 8, 9 people, and in the vertical green container, with 1, 2 people would be enough. So there is a problem here. Jobs will be destroyed, and we are not here to substitute. We are here to complement. And what we are going to do, in addition, is to increase the production through this type of containers. And as I said yesterday, with Reyes Maroto, the Minister of Industry, what you can do with this is to generate other profiles or reuse other types of profiles. Someone who studied big data or cybersecurity or IoT will be able to work in such environments, so we can reuse, so to say. And also another case, which is very obvious, is the automatic production in television. So I don't need nobody, and then it's going to be recorded on its own. And these cannot be used for big games, big matches, big players. We can do a broadcasting of inferior leagues, or even the first league, but in the lower divisions, right? And you use these automatic systems. And even if you have children and they start playing football, they are like very small, very local. Normally, the broadcasting is done like this, with your telephone. So this way, they are going to feel like Messi, because we can use it in municipal or very local fields, right? So we are not substituting the professionals. We are just creating profiles. But this has nuances. So tomorrow we are going to offer you more demos because Telefónica has decided to be in the Mobile World Congress when it was the worst edition to be here. So this is our idea, and we'll stay here. Thank you very much and see you tomorrow.